NFL fans, Chiefs fans, welcome back to a brand new episode of the J All Day Sports Show. In today's episode, we're going to do a full 7-round mock draft for the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm rocking the Mahomes wig. Kelsey's coming back. Trey Smith is coming back. He got franchise tagged. So that's going to change what we're doing a little bit in this draft process, right? So make sure you stick around for this full 7-round mock draft for your Kansas City Chiefs. All right, Chiefs fans, if you could do me a huge favor and smash that like button, it really does help us get into the YouTube algorithm. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're closing in on 15,000 subscribers. It's all because of you guys. Thank you so much. All right, Kansas City Chiefs fans, let's take a look at this board and see how it played out and see who's available for us at pick 31. There's a couple people I'm circling. One of them being Nick Scourton from Texas A&M. Pretty solid edge defender. Chris Jones needs some help on the D-line. Bringing a guy like Nick Scourton would be a huge upgrade to that unit, 6'4", 285. But for me, the biggest concern on this team is tackle, right? Juwan Taylor was not very good at all. Left tackle was a mess all year long. How about a 2-year starter at Oregon, Josh Connerly Jr.? I do like this pick. He can slide into guard too if needed. 6'4", 315 pounds. He's got pretty damn good size. Ursary is on the board from Minnesota as well. He's a little bit of a reach in my opinion. Donovan Jackson's available too. Another very solid player. But I think Connerly is just better. Donovan Jackson, 6'4", 320. Ursary coming in at 6'6", 330. Definitely the bigger guy. And then Connerly Jr., 6'4", 315. You know, Connerly just seems to be the better overall prospect with that 83 grade in the pass protection. Ursary coming in at 77. And the Oregon Ducks play a lot of really good programs in college. For me, figuring out left tackle is a must for this Chiefs team. We'll have to see if they can bring in a guy like Ronnie Stanley, but he's probably going to stay with Baltimore. So for me, in the first round, we're going to go O-line. Josh Connerly Jr. goes to the Kansas City Chiefs in round 1. Now, we're up on the board in the second round. 63 overall, guys. I see a guy that has a ton of talent that is screaming, draft me, draft me, draft me. That's Josiah Stewart from Michigan, right? A true, really talented edge defender, man. 92.3 pass rush grade. Kind of takes some pressure off of Chris Jones so he's not getting double and triple teamed on every freaking play. He's a little bit smaller of a frame guy, but the production was there for me in college. I like his talent. The pass rush win rate inching close to 30% is absolutely ridiculous, especially when it's coming against really good programs. Washington, USC, Ohio State, just tremendous. 9 sacks, 8 hits, hurries 20. You can probably slide him all over the place. He could play linebacker, or he could play everywhere, man. He's a very talented guy. I really, really like Josiah Stewart, putting his hand in the dirt, getting after the quarterback. I want to see what his size is if he's going to test at the combine. We'll have to see. But Josiah Stewart, the edge defender from Michigan, makes a lot of sense. Looking at who's left else on the board, there's not someone screaming that I want to draft here at the end of the second round. Josiah Stewart is the best talent left on the board. Bring in the most talented guys. All right, now, the Chiefs are up. Pick 66 overall, a few picks later. They got their pick of the litter at this point in the draft, drafting just a few spots later from the previous pick, right? So they're picking at 31, 63, and 66. 3 picks in the top 66 is really, really nice to have. We got our tackle. We got our edge defender. Bringing in another offensive lineman doesn't seem like a horrible idea. Ozzie Trapillo, he's definitely in the consideration for me. Trevion Henderson, the running back, he's in play as well. I love Judkins. Wide receiver is definitely in play. Wyatt Millum is in play too. I really like him. So is Jalen Royals, man. So if you're a Chiefs fan, let me know in the comments below, where would you want them to go in the third round, right? Linebacker is definitely a spot of need. Chris Paul Jr., very, very talented guy. But do you want to draft a linebacker this high in the third round? He's a true off-ball linebacker in the middle of the field. Nick Bolton is a free agent, right? So bringing in his replacement for this defense, if they can't bring him back, he calls the plays there. So that's very, very important. If they don't bring him back, you got to go linebacker there for sure. Joshua Farmer from Florida State, not the most productive of guys, right? So as I'm looking at who's available, Wyatt Millen, I really, really, really like. He could play guard. He could play tackle. Really fortify this offensive line there. It could be very interesting for the Chiefs at this spot in the draft. But you know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to go against the grain a little bit. This guy had a great Senior Bowl, a really good year. He dominated at the Senior Bowl. He looks exceptionally talented. Elijah Arroyo from Miami. 6'4", 245. He's going to be our Travis Kelce replacement at pick 66. I love that pick. All right, now we're picking at 95 overall, and this dude still being available is unbelievable. Charles Grant from William & Mary. I'm drafting him. I'm not even going to think twice about it. 3-year starter at left tackle. Bring in all the talent and then figure it out who plays where. If you got to bench Juwan Taylor, who gives a shit? I like Charles Grant here in this spot. I love it, actually. I love it. All right, Chiefs fans, now we're up at 132 overall. Jack Kaiser, the linebacker from Notre Dame, true off-ball linebacker. We don't know if Nick Bolton's going to be back. I'm solidifying that linebacker spot with Jack Kaiser. Another guy, really good in the locker room, true leader on the field. I love that pick. Kaiser is an absolute beast. All right, our last pick of the draft, 256 overall. We went O-lineman, edge, tight end, tackle, linebacker. We're up in the 7th round. Where do we go? Bringing in a safety interests me. Mac McWilliams, the corner from UCF, definitely a spot of need in my opinion, right? I think bringing in another cornerback makes some sense there, right? Bringing in a safety could make some sense too, right? So, round 7, 256 overall. I'm scanning the board, seeing if some of my late round guys I scouted are here. I don't see any. Joe Evans from UTSA, he was really good in 2023. Could take a flyer on a guy like this who got hurt this year, right? That's always interesting to do late in the draft. Guys that kind of fell through the cracks a little bit. Shiloh Sanders is on the board from Colorado. Muhammad from Oregon. He had a really good year too. Very consistent player, man. Great in zone coverage. Run defense great, not great. But you're in the 7th round here, guys. So you got to really, find a diamond in the rough. Marcus Ware from Montana, another guy I really liked. But we got our fill on offensive linemen, in my opinion. So cornerback, Cam Miller from Penn State, a guy I really liked as well. Mac McWilliams from UCF. He had a great year, man. A great year at UCF. I think bringing in another cornerback to kind of fill out this roster makes some sense for me. I'm just scanning some other guys. I would like to bring in a wide receiver maybe late in the draft. Guy like Rock Taylor from Memphis had a really good end of his season. Meeks from Syracuse on the board here. Over 1,000 yards, 7 tutties. Let's take a flyer on a wide receiver, 6'2", 210 in the 7th round. All right, Kansas City Chiefs fans, that is our draft. B+ overall grade. They don't like the Elijah Arroyo pick for whatever reason, but Kelce's only going to be here for one more year. You got to bring in his replacement. And go watch the tape. Him and Cam Ward were excellent together, man. I love that pick. 2 A grades in the 1st and 2nd round. 2 more A grades in the 3rd and 4th round. And we got a C+ grade for a 7th round wide receiver. I think that's a great overall draft for the Kansas City Chiefs. Let me know in the comments below, guys. Do you like this draft? What would you have done differently? I would love to know in the comments below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Peace.